Hey, Garage Gym athletes, before we get to the show, I wanted to check to see if you knew that we are on YouTube. We've been on the platform for a while, but only more recently started to get serious about some video content. So while the podcast will meet most of your needs, some things simply need a visual explanation. So if you want more on concurrent training, programming, garage gyms, head over to YouTube, search Garage Gym Athlete, and subscribe to the channel. I look forward to connecting with you on another platform. All right, let's get to the show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Garage Gym Athlete Podcast. Back here with Ashley, and we are talking to Travis Nix this week. How's it going, Travis?
I'm doing well.
Cool. I see you are in your garage now, so we're just going to toss it on to you to let us know who you are, what you do, and how you train.
All right. Well, you said my name is Travis Nix. I am actually professionally, I'm a graphic designer and marketing associate. I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Texas. And how I train, basically just the last 2 years has been Garage Gym Athlete. I have a long history of training since I was 15 years old, doing all that, just everything that you shouldn't do in the gym I've done. And then I got certified as a personal trainer right after high school. Did that for about 5 years. Did some competitive bodybuilding, some CrossFit, a lot of that style of training. And then I finally ended up here after I lost my job due to COVID. I had a nice gym set up at my previous job. And once that was gone, I needed something to do. So that's when I finally signed up. I was getting ads on Facebook and finally just made the jump, and it's been great so far.
We got him. We got you. So you've been around doing art training for 2 years, or just training in your garage?
I've been doing the Garage Gym athlete training. Yeah, probably sometime in 2020, maybe late 2020. I signed up.
Cool. Yeah, I know I've seen your name around. Cool. That's awesome.
What,
and how do you like training in your garage? Oh, yep.
Sorry.
How do you like training in your garage?
I like it. I mean, I really, having been in every situation, my favorite has always been like the hot, sweaty, cold, just, unstable environment. I used to train in a bodybuilding gym here locally called Metroflex, which is just like the dirtiest, grittiest bodybuilding gym. No AC, no heat, like garage doors were open in the summer. It was 105 in there. And I found like that was my favorite time training. I've hated the big box gyms. I've done that. It's just something about it. I think it just builds toughness beyond just the standard air conditioned, gym.
Sounds like a CrossFit box.
Yeah, I've done that.
With bodybuilding bros.
Yeah. Changed it up. What track are you currently on?
I've been doing H2K since the beginning.
Yeah.
Vertical for life. Another one.
I feel like that's it. Yeah, I like the combination of everything.
Jerred does a great job.
Yeah, it's almost surprising coming from bodybuilding and then going into hard to kill. So tell me about the transition of going from a very aesthetic mindset to more of a functional performance mindset.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was in my early 20s then. Just me and a couple friends, just, we were like gym bros. So we were all about, the gains. Mm-hmm. And then that's what just kind of led us to, checking out bodybuilders. And then we were like, hey, well, why not try it? And so, we did it. I took first in my first competition, which kind of just motivated me to keep going. I think I did overall maybe like 5 competitions locally in Texas. And it's just a lot of work. I got burned out on it. It's between the training and the dieting and everything. It's just
it's intense.
Yeah, it wasn't for me. I mean, I was big, strong, but there's downsides to that too. Like, arms falling asleep.
Like
that. Like
that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, you're gonna say like energy levels or
yeah,
like
it's like nerve damage.
Yeah.
it's the joke about, like you can't scratch your own back kind of thing. Like when you're that big, there are downsides, like clothes don't fit right. And you do get like dead arms in the middle of the night. You just wake up because I don't know why, like you're just pinching off some blood flow. There's a lot of fun stories to that, but yeah, it was a good run. It was a good life experience, being up on stage in front of thousands of people sometimes in basically a thong, what pretty much is like a bikini bottom. So it's kind of humbling, but yeah, I've always wanted more, I think, and that's why I felt like I needed to do more like mixed training.
Cool. Yeah, it seems like everybody goes the natural progression of a good little taste of CrossFit and then coming into garage and math concurrent training. I know when I started lifting, just speaking of bodybuilding, I didn't think there was anything other kind of training. I thought I was like, oh, if you lift weights, you're just a bodybuilding bro. You lift weights, and that's just the only programs out there, right? That's just what you do.
Right. I mean, that's what I thought, even as a female. But don't worry, people here won't make you wear a thong. Silkies are about as small as it gets here, I think.
We won't make you, but we won't say you don't have to, or we'll allow it.
I love silkies.
Yeah, silkies are a thing, though.
Yeah.
So tell me about your garage gym setup and your equipment.
Yeah, it's pretty basic. You can see a little bit behind me. It's I got a power rack, basic barbell, some plates, a couple kettlebells, sandbag, weighted vest, jump rope. Just a really, for now, a basic setup. I've been building it over time, but I found that this has worked for me for a while. And I just kind of add weights or something as needed,
Yeah, I mean, the garage gym is never finished, so.
Yeah, I'm far from that. I need floors. I need like rubber floors and all kinds of things. And I've rearranged my garage for times since I started this, just to get the maximal space, usage.
Yeah. I mean, I guess with being in Dallas, you can kind of migrate outside sometimes if you have the space.
Yeah, I mean, I run like I've kind of fallen in love with running since starting H2K, and like I used to hate running, and so I get outside now. I had a treadmill. I actually have it right next to me, and I realized how much I hated running on a treadmill. So now I don't care if it's rain or shine or cold or hot. I'm out there running if it's part of the programming. I mean, as far as moving my equipment outside, I do a lot of the Me Yourself Saturdays and stuff. Like if it's a plate pinch carry or some kind of thing, yeah, I get out there on my street and do it. But yeah, it's nice. We have a pretty temperate climate.
Yeah. Well, if you need a rower, I think Jerred might be getting rid of his, and he's in the Dallas area. So
it's true.
Yeah, he talked about it one podcast. I don't know if anybody ever took him up on it or what happened after that. All right. So, what are your training goals now, or what's your training? Or anything you're training for?
Not really. Really, just to stay in shape, just to stay as healthy as possible, as long as possible. I got 2 kids now, so my son was born on the 12th, so now I've got a lot of reason to like stay in shape, and I want to be able to keep up with them when they're older.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I have a 2-week-old. That's kind of why I'm out in the garage. I don't want to. My wife's in there, and I don't know what's going to happen at any moment. Interrupt the stream.
Yeah, I can now say been there.
Yeah.
Ashley's about to be back there.
Yeah, I know.
Awesome. So we already went over that. So how do you like training in your garage? And I mean, you already said that with the weather, that's one of your favorite things. But just like, what's your schedule kind of like, and when do you train, and balance that with work? And now the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, luckily, I was able to land a job that's remote work, so I work from home, every day, and that gives me a lot of flexibility to just. I go out sometimes. I try to do it sometimes at 9 a.m. ish. Sometimes I have a meeting or something, so I don't get to hop on until like afternoon. But I try to keep it pretty consistent. I mean, I seem to train better in the morning, but I'll do it whenever I can, or just shift days around. It's pretty open, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I kind of did the same flexibility. I try and always do the same time in the morning. But earlier, just this week, I almost like usually when I hit 12, like noon, I'm just like, yeah, I don't think training's happening today, just because I don't know if I don't get it done in the morning. But I ended up going out there and doing Tuesday's workout, so that was pretty good. But still, like, yeah, it's nice to have at least if you can stay a little bit better disciplined than I can be, just to push training back.
It's been hard the last couple of weeks. With
That's what I was going to say with newborn.
Sleep schedule. I'm probably working out on like 5 hours of sleep most days if I'm lucky. But I'm just trying to push through it.
Is that your first kid?
No, I have a 4.5-year-old as well.
Okay, so you have to cover him as well, or that one.
Yeah, I gotta take her to and fro, like daycare, and then it's a lot of running around. But luckily, I don't have to go into an office anymore, so that makes life easier.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's the hardest workout you've ever done?
Yeah, I had to think about that. It's probably for me, since I'm relatively new to like this style of training specifically, it's got to be between like broken arrow and just good old Murph. I did my first Murph this year, and yeah, it was pretty good. Kicked my butt, and I think between those two is probably the hardest ones I've ever done.
Now, did you do it Memorial Day during the heat?
Yep, I did it.
There you go.
Rested and everything. So I wanted to go for it all the way, and I did, and it was I felt
you have to join Jerred sometime.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I tried to hop into that Spartan race he did at the Cowboys Stadium, but by the time I was going to sign up for tickets, they were like $1,000 or something ridiculous. So I was like, no, I'm good.
That's funny. I think on that same one, I don't know if he asked us coaches. He's like, "Hey, does anybody want to come to Dallas and do this?" And we were all just like, "Nah, we're good."
That was another period of my life. I did a lot of Spartan races.
Oh, really?
And I'd love to do them again. It's just they've gotten so expensive. Like I was back in the day when they first started, so it was like practically nothing to enter. Now it's several $100s just to go do a race, and it's kind of hard to make that commitment.
I do kind of like those obstacle races, and I still want to try and find something to do. My biggest hang up with Spartan is just the mud. Like, just the mud. It's. I know it's supposed to be make things harder, like tough, but like it just makes things annoying.
Yeah,
like, you're slower, sure, but like it's just annoying, and especially afterwards.
The trick is to do the earliest possible heat before it gets muddy, because you got people coming out of the water, running across the dirt. By the time the afternoon rolls around, you're basically running through a swamp. And I've done a lot of those heats where you just come out the other end, like just head to toe covered in mud.
Yeah. Also, don't do them in 42 degrees of rain.
With rain, yeah.
Yeah.
I did the Beast here in Texas. I did the Beast in November. And I want to say like it didn't get above 60 all day. And those water holes, like when the sun went down, were real cold.
Yeah. That was one of the worst races I've ever done in my life. But I do like those. I think a stadium would be kind of cool and pretty interesting, especially because you're pretty much running up stairs a lot. So that would add a new degree of difficulty to it. And then there's some other ones that are like much shorter, but they have like barbells and stuff part of them, which are kind of cool.
What?
Yeah, there's like these 5K loops that you come back and you do, or you like do a 200 or 400 meter loop and you come back and do an exercise, and you do another loop and you come back and do something else.
I would do that.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Don't put me in a Beast again. No, thank you.
I did the super. I actually went to Illinois to do the super because I was trying to get my trifecta, and that was the closest one. And they ended up, like thousands of racers ended up getting poison ivy because they didn't clear the course. So I ended up getting. I was only in shorts, so I was rolling around, crawling around through poison ivy. I had it head to toe. Like, it was miserable for like 2 weeks. I had poison ivy.
Oh.
And a couple people I went with also, they got it as well. So it's like,
better get a free race for that.
Seriously.
Yeah, they just issued an apology. I was like, wow, that's like,
okay. Man, that would have, I'm sure some people raised hell. I probably would have, I don't know how if I would have taken it, but that's wild. That sucks.
Yeah.
All right. So in your opinion, what's the best activity for building mental toughness?
Yeah, I think just kind of do the work. It's kind of hard to say, but just find the workout that you think is going to suck the most and just do it, go all in and
embrace the suck.
Just, embrace the suck and get through it and get to the end. It's, it's kind of like, I think about doing a Spartan race, the beast was, it took me to do it. It took me like 8 hours because I did it with my wife and we walked a lot. And you just keep going, you can't quit. That's kind of like the way I look at it,
Our beast was over 6 and we walked right past the final 2 obstacles.
Well, to be fair, like Joe had torn a hamstring. Some guy degloved a finger. People were hypothermic. Like that was a terrible race.
We still had to stand in the cold in those metal blankets, the whatever blankets for like an hour waiting for Kyle.
Yeah.
I think didn't they stop doing them because people were going hypothermic? They stopped doing them in the colder months in some states.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
I know the one in the Beast in Texas. I think 1 year after we did ours, it was a really cold spike happened, and a lot of people ended up like pre-hypothermic, and I think they moved it up because of that, because they didn't want a lot of people running into that problem again.
They might have been smarter about scheduling a little bit, but I know that that North Carolina one that we did, I think, is still around the same time.
Still going.
I think October or something.
They do them up north, so I guess they can't really prevent that.
Yeah, just in the summer months.
Yeah.
If you could only have one piece of equipment to train with for the rest of your life, what would it be?
That was a tough one, but I think I want to say probably just a weighted vest.
Nice.
Because you can do a lot with it. Basically, all of your core exercises, and if you want something to pick up, you can pick it up too. Load it up and do presses with it or whatever. I think it's probably the most versatile piece of equipment you can have.
Yeah, I just did cycle and no gear where I wore my vest for pretty much everything except pull-ups, and that definitely elevated some things.
Yeah, I bet.
So what is your best advice for garage gym athletes?
I would say just really find your why, your big why for doing any of this. It's not easy. I guess it's easier to not work out in your garage than it would be to go to a gym that you're paying a membership for and all that. It's just there's more of an incentive there financially, and I guess you feel bad about it, and it's easier to get home from a hard day, and if you work out in the evening and just decide that you're not going to do it because you're already home. But I'd say just find your big why, and like for me, it's like I said before, it's like my family, my kids. I don't want to become complacent and fall into the stereotype of being a dad and you're just getting caught up in like career and stuff. So just find the why. That's all that I can really say is something has to motivate you beyond just wanting to look good or be stronger or whatever.
Yeah, my why this year of having a 6-month-old is not getting a dad bod. Just keeping it real simple. No dad bod.
Yeah, break the mold, make the new dad bod.
Yeah, new dad bod.
There's no reason. I mean, when you're a dad, there's no reason why you can't be in shape. Take your kids.
Right. My body didn't do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Take your kids around, pick them up, hold them.
Yeah. I'm now my kid's going to daycare. I now start my morning with a half-mile weighted carry because I carry him to the daycare, which is just it's in the neighborhood, but we just walk it.
Yeah, that's how when my daughter starts elementary next year, the elementary school is right outside of our neighborhood. So if we were to walk it, it'd be about, half a mile there, so half a mile back, and I'd probably likely end up carrying her a lot just because that's what happens.
Yeah, my favorite used to be I used to push Connor in a jogging stroller. I used to do like mile repeats with a jogging stroller. Now that sucks. It's not the best.
So I do my runs around our neighborhood now, and I do see a bunch of dads running with a jogging stroller, and we have a jogging stroller, and I'm just like, no, that jogging stroller seems terrible to run with a jogging stroller. We have it, I can do it, but I'm just like, no, I'll just scoot my run, and maybe one day I'll try it out, but oh man,
you got to change your form.
They're not bad. Yeah, it'll definitely do that, but they're pretty smooth. They got that big like bicycle wheel on the front and shocks, so it's pretty smooth run. Pretty
it's when they get heavy. Like it's fun.
Well, I was visiting family in Virginia and on the boardwalk in Virginia Beach, and I had my daughter and her cousin in a double jogger, and I was like rollerblading up and down the boardwalk. It's like 3 miles awesome. Each way. That was a pretty good workout.
Heck yeah.
That sounds like kind of fun.
It's more
I'm just picturing like you're going along and then you're doing like tricks. You're like turning around, like, holding it behind your back. Going like.
You get to do a lot of coasting. You get a good pump and then just ride it for a while.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining, man. It was great. It was a great chat. Definitely love hearing from new athletes and some new perspectives. It's kind of cool. I don't think we've had somebody on or even anybody that did actually like bodybuilding competition. So that's cool to hear from. Thanks. Thank you for being on, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Yeah, of course.
For listening to the Garage Gym Athlete podcast. If you want to learn more, go to garagegymathlete.com. You can learn about our training. Let us send you a copy of our book, The Garage Gym Athlete, or you can even get featured on the Garage Gym Athlete podcast. Thanks for listening.